Several years ago, my family lived in a sketchy area of a small town in South Carolina. Our neighbor 2 doors down was a well-known drug dealer, and there was always shady people walking up and down our street and through our yard late at night. Now, my fiancée is a night owl, and I work nights, so we were always up late. My daughters weren't in school yet, and thankfully liked to sleep in as much as we did, so it wasn't uncommon for he and I to be up at 2 or 3 in the morning watching TV and playing internet poker. We didn't have curtains or blinds on most of the windows, so it was obvious that we were awake in the brightly lit living room late at night. Everyone in the neighborhood was also familiar with our 2 oversized Czech German Shepherd dogs. Our female was around 160 pounds, and our male was around 120 pounds. They could also both be seen through the window at night by anyone looking in. So, for a few weeks, we've been having issues and hearing sounds outside at night, but we went to check. Typically the person will be gone. We find nothing but a pry bar near the window where they've been trying to get in. By the time we moved from that neighborhood, we had a collection of them that we'd found around outside of our house. What couldn't be seen through the windows was that my fiancée had drilled holes through both wooden frames of each window, and then had them held in place with 3-inch nails, so they couldn't be opened without taking the nails out of the holes. One night, we were sitting in the living room at around 3 in the morning, and we heard a sound at the window, directly between our 2 computers. The dogs are sitting in front of the window, just growling and staring out, and when we looked outside, we could see a guy trying to pry the window open. We both stood in front of the window staring at him. The dogs were barking, but he was so drugged up apparently he didn't notice any of us there until my fiancée knocked on the window. He ran off, and my fiancée headed out to collect his pry bar. We figured that would be the end of it, but the next night, the same guy was at it again. At a different window this time. Still in the living room though. The process repeated, with my fiancée knocking on the window and scaring him off, and then collecting the bar. When he showed up on the 3rd night, we've decided we've had enough. This time, instead of knocking on the window, my fiancée went outside without alerting him. So this is the guy that was trying to break in our house, saw. First, my fiancée steps out into the porch. He's 6'5", but skinny and uses a cane a large portion of the time, so despite his height, he appears pretty non-threatening. When the guy noticed him there, he didn't try to run this time, apparently thinking he could take him. They stared each other down for a few minutes, and when the guy raised the pry bar like he was going to move towards my fiancée, all hell broke loose. My fiancé, despite using a cane, is fast when he needs to be. In an instant, he popped open the front door, releasing both of the dogs, and at the same time pulled a machete out the back of his pants and took off after the guy. So here's this guy thinking he's got an easy target, only to be chased down by nearly 300 combined pounds of snarling teeth and muscle, and a crazy, skinny white guy with a machete. I've never seen a crackhead run so fast. All I can say is, housebreaking drug addict guy, for your sake, I hope we never meet again.